All right, so one of the risks in Shuford is the gate being open. If it's open and a child walks by and the bleachers are up, they could easily fall down. The loss would be catastrophic, but the frequency of this happens is low, and the way we can reduce this is just by locking the gates. All right, so another risk is the unstable bleachers. They're really unstable, and they also have giant holes in them pretty much, so a child could be running up and down playing on them and fall through, twist their ankle. The frequency of this happening could be moderate, depending on how many children are in here, and the loss would be moderate probably also.
Okay.
All right, another risk is Shuford's really hot sometimes. So one of the risks is that a fan can get really hot and they can pass out. We can prevent this by turning the heat down a little bit and also keeping it nice and cool here. All right, one of the risks was that the doors were bad. Someone could come in and lock it. If there was a fire or an emergency, fans would have a hard time getting out. But luckily, LR changed the doors. Now it's super easy to get out. All right, one of the risks in here is if player sweat gets on the floor can get really slippery. One of the ways to reduce All right, one of the risks in here is that when the floors get really slick from player sweat, players could easily fall. So one way to reduce this is by wiping up the sweat. All right, so there's two risks with the announcer's table. One is that the bars are really wide open, so a child could easily fall through. One way we could reduce this is by buying some new bars. Also, another risk is very unstable. So there's a chance that it could fall on someone, which could be catastrophic. So the way we can reduce this is by making it more stable. All right, as you can see, there's lots of things lying around the court. This could be a hazard to players when chasing the ball out of bounds or something. Also, they could also run into it and break it. So this would be a low risk, but the way we would reduce that is just by moving the stuff and finding a better place to store it.
A common risk that can happen in the lobby of the basketball gym is that this is a very big area, so the floor can get slippery and wet from many things, sweat, water fountains, drinks, ball, you name it. And this is a medium risk, and this can be reduced, even though there are signs here to clean it up, it can be reduced better by custodians or whoever's in charge here to clean it as soon as it happens. Another risk in this area could be the equipment left over from the renovating that was done earlier in the year here. This could be a low or potential high risk due to the fact of the people that may come around. There are a lot of kids that come to the game and play, so being around this equipment can be very harmful. A way to reduce that is to simply just clear this out so that risk would not be a factor. Another risk that appears not to be here anymore, but that used to be here, was all the portraits and pictures on the wall. Although this is a low risk because many of them have not fallen in recent years or ever at all, this could also be a risk because if bumped into or moved incorrectly, it could fall on somebody or just fall and cause damage, broken glass, and will have to be cleaned up. A way to prevent this, or this risk has been fixed because all these are removed and it's not there anymore. Another risk of this area is large crowd gatherings that happen during games, regardless if it is a huge attendance game or not. These crowd gathers to talk, read, take a break and everything. This can be a medium risk because although it's normally organized, it isn't fully organized and people can harm themselves due to bumping into people, falling, children can lose their parents. A way to reduce this is to have maybe security or police officers to monitor each corner and monitor the crowd and keep people moving to reduce risk. Another risk that has recently changed, the risk of the doors that were here. They were solid doors before, causing a blind spot when you walk into the gym. You could walk in and get hit by a player or somebody just normally walking around and you do not see them around the corner. This risk was really low because not a lot of people got hurt, and it seemed that people were cautious. But to reduce this risk, you can see that they have changed the doors to glass doors, so you can see activity going on before you walk into the facility. Another risk of this lobby is the factor of all the kids that come in. They can play on the numerous equipment and stuff found here. As you can see, there's a desk, front desk and poles, etc., etc. This could be a high risk because children can go unattended or walk off of their parents and hurt themselves. To reduce this risk is to get rid of all this and make sure kids are monitored more. Excuse me. Another risk of this area could be the transitions from players from the locker room to the gym. Although this is a low risk, it could cause problems because, as I mentioned earlier, another risk, the crowd can play a factor in that. If it's a small crowd, it wouldn't play as a risk, but if it is a huge crowd, it can be hard for players to transition and run into people and maybe get hurt, especially when they're in the midst of the game. The way to reduce this could be just to have this area specifically controlled when it's transition between halftime or the players coming in and everything to make sure it's a smooth transition. Excuse me, I was admiring my past trophies. Another risk that could be here is the glass. This glass, as you can see, is very old and not very stable or sturdy, so it lets you know that kids can get in and play in it, hurt themselves. As you can see, it is cracked here as well. This is a very high risk because broken glass can hurt people in a very drastic way. A way to reduce this could be to get brand new glass, and if not brand new glass, make sure people are kept or during game areas keep a barrier around here so they won't be touched.
The first risk that we notice is that the doorway is really super close, and right here in the doorway we have the baby changing table. It's very loose, anyone can pull it down, and it's really in the way, and there's no really way to move. So if it is crowded in here, there could be a risk that people run into each other or they get hurt, kids knock this down and get hurt. The way to reduce this is probably just taking this out and putting it somewhere in, or even making this doorway long enough so people have enough room that if someone is changing their kid that they can get through. The next risk that I noticed in the bathroom was these soap holders right here. They're really super low to the ground, so if a little kid is coming in here with their parents, they can easily knock into them because they're pretty sharp on the edges. A way to reduce this risk is to just remove them because there's really not a need for soap holders because we have the regular soap dispensers now that there's no need for a soap holder. This is a pretty moderate risk because there's not really likely that the kids will go under there, but if they do, then it could cause them to be. The next risk that I noticed is that the faucets are dripping even though that they are pretty all down. This one has got a mild drippage, but if it ends up dripping and it could overflow the sink and it could cause a slip on the floor. These floors are not the best, so someone can slip and fall. This is a moderate to severe risk because if the floor does get slick, then someone can fall and get really bad hurt on the concrete. The last risk that I noticed in here was the holes and the bricks are loose up on the wall. This could be a very severe risk because you never know when the bricks are going to fall and hit someone if they're using the bathroom. The way to reduce this risk is just make sure you patch up the bricks and make sure there's no loose bricks elsewhere around the bathroom. And also, you never know if there could be like bugs or bats like we have in the gym come through the ceiling, and that could create a big havoc in the bathroom. And this is a very small space, so this could create a big risk if you are scared if something comes through. Alright, so the first risk that I noticed when you enter the boys' bathroom is there is no lock or anything like that. So anybody, like a girl or a child, can walk in here. And see, look, there's a super risk that you never know like what could happen if people are in here and then you get calls for like trying to enter the men's bathroom. And the way to just reduce this risk is just like have a lock on the door and have people monitoring the bathroom so there is not easy access for kids or girls like me to come in the men's bathroom. The next risk that I noticed when you come into the guys' bathroom is the towel dispenser is all cracked and broken. This is a moderate risk because most people will go like this and they won't get cut, but you never know when someone's in a rush and trying to get back to the game that they're just swiping over and they could get easily cut on this. A way to reduce that is just fix the towel dispenser. I don't think it would be that major of a fix, so yeah, just fix the towel dispenser so it isn't cracked and wouldn't cut people easily. Alright, the next risk that I noticed in the guys' bathroom is this AC unit. I'm not really even sure what it is. It's very unstable. Small kids came in, they could easily play with it. It could easily fall off the wall and create harm to the small kid. This is a pretty moderate risk because it does seem like it is pretty stable, but if you start messing with it or kids come around and knock into it, it could easily fall and hurt them. A way to reduce this is probably just take the whole thing out. I don't think that it's really in use, and maybe put the AC unit up on the ceiling or wall so people can touch it. The next risk that I noticed in the guys' bathroom is on their doors, that there's no like place to lock the door, so if people are using the bathroom, it's easy access for anyone to come in, or little kids could come in and not even notice and cause harm to somebody. Also, the hangers on the doors are like broken. This could easily cause someone to like get hit by them, or they could like get scratched or anything like that. This is a moderate risk because I think most people notice if there's not a handle on the door, they probably wouldn't use that bathroom, or most guys usually just are open when they use the bathroom anyway, so I don't think it would be that big of a risk. But a way to reduce this is just fix the doors so they do have handles, and make sure that things like this are just taken out so people couldn't get hurt on them. So the last risk that I noticed, just like the girls' bathroom, the bricks are kind of unstable and there's cracks in them. And also you see the rust on top of the pipes and stuff. There's a really bad smell in here, so you never know if that could be causing from the pipes, if they're molded, or the bricks in the walls could always fall, like we saw in the girls' bathroom, and that could cause a very severe risk. They could fall on people that are using the bathroom and potentially cause harm to them. A way to reduce this is just like in the girls' bathroom, just replace all the holes in the walls and even like get new piping, so these risks will be reduced and there wouldn't be cause of harm.
Alright, so we got water on the floor from the showers. It's easy that somebody could slip and fall, and I think this is a high risk because somebody could slip and fall and break their neck or something. And then to prevent it, they put carpet on the floor so it wouldn't be slippery. As you can see, this door is usually propped open, unlocked. Anybody can walk through it at any time. So I think this is a low risk, but I mean, security could prevent this if they lock the door every time. So this is a hazard. I think this happened when one of our players was mad after a game we lost, and they kicked this and this propped open. But as you can see, it's kind of dirty up in there, and it's got a lot of pipes. And this is a low risk, but what could be prevented to keep this from happening is for somebody to nail it back together. There's usually cockroaches in the coming out of the pipes and stuff. They usually crawl in our locker room. I think this is a low risk, but what could be prevented to keep this from happening is for them to clean the pipes, I guess, or get an exterminator and kill the cockroaches. All this stuff in the hallway, I think is a low risk, but to prevent this from happening, somebody could just put it away from out the hallway, because like I said, there's water on the floor and somebody could slip into any of this stuff and get hurt. These outlets are dead. I think this is a low risk, but what could prevent these from being dead is they could get somebody to come fix it, like an electrician. Alright, these nails sticking out of the wall, I think this is a low risk or medium to high risk. And what can be prevented to keep these out from somebody getting hurt is, I don't know, take the nails out so they won't be sticking out the wall. Alright, so we got holes in the ceiling. Anything could be crawling up there. I think this is a medium to high risk. And what can be prevented to plug these holes is that they replace the ceiling or just fill this hole up.